choice, you can use either a lighter or you can use matches. You have a preference?
Or lighter.
Lighter? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to prime this one. Just there we go. That's good. So you're going to press down.
Yeah, and then,
pull.
yeah.
Great. Okay. And these are oil wicks. So all you just basically touch the flame and it'll ignite pretty quickly. And I'm going to pull these back just a little bit. And I think I'm going to ask you to do these meditations tonight. So here's what we do. Come over here for a service now. Just make sure I'm giving you the right. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. What a beautiful congregation here tonight. So glad to welcome you to this beautiful place. We invite you, the cantor Jacob and I invite you just to sit back, relax, join one another. We hope you have a prayer book tonight. That's where all of our liturgy and all of our music and prayers will be found. So sit back and relax and enjoy this beautiful Likrat Shabbat experience with one another.
Bringing our voices together. And so we'll start a little easier on ourselves without needing any words quite yet, other than perhaps saying to one another, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ay, 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 lay, 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 lay. La 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
For just a few moments, I want to ask you to look around where you're seated. See someone that you didn't know before you came in tonight. Look around and reach out your hand to that person and just say Shabbat Shalom. Make sure that they, and if you know someone who's close to you, this is a big family up here. So if you know someone, that's fine. But greet everybody. I have to tell you that when we lead worship here, it is so beautiful to see your faces and you're singing and it's great. But we also want to be sure that we see the people sitting around us. For a moment now, I want to ask you to think of what's the best thing that happened to you in the last 6 days. I'm sure it was not shoveling 5 inches or 6 inches of ice and snow, right? Whether off your car or off your driveway or something. Think of the best thing that happened to you in the last week. You got that in your mind? Now, think of the hardest thing that happened to you this past week. Think of the most difficult thing that happened to you in the past week. I want us to think about both those things for a moment. I want us to focus on the good stuff, focus on the positive things that happened. And from the hard things that happened, I want to ask us to see what we can learn from having gone through some of those hard experiences. Because that's what the day of Shabbat is all about. The day of Shabbat is thinking about the week gone by and thinking about the good things that happened to us and then thinking about the difficult parts and saying, how can I make it better? And that is something that every one of us can do. That's what this Shabbat is for. I want to invite Kendra Sager, our Director of Lifelong Learning, to offer a few words before we begin worship tonight about this service.
Shabbat Shalom.
So tonight is our Likrat Shabbat service, which means that we have students from our religious school leading us in worship this evening. So
They are.
You might need to come up to our microphone up here.
Yeah, I think that's probably good.
I'll try that.
Okay. Is that better? I don't really need this. You guys can hear me? Yeah? Okay, good. So, Shabbat Shalom. This is our Likrat Shabbat service, which features many of our religious school students.
Now it seems to be really close. Oh. No. Wait, let me see.
It's okay. As you can see, it's more of a casual service. So throughout the evening, we are going to have students who are going to come up to be our shlichei tzibor, our service leaders, and it can be a little bit nerve-wracking to come up in front of the congregation. I know personally it makes me very nervous. I was trying to avoid coming up here altogether, but technology. What we want to do is invite you to do a couple of things to support our students. So one, we'll try to minimize distractions, whatever you can do to help that student focus in that moment. And we ask that you add your voices to whatever tefillah, whatever prayer is being offered at that moment. So they're all offering prayers that we say as a congregation. So as soon as they get us started, we'll join in. And they're not expected to know everything perfectly. This is all for practice and for the sake of learning and for us to get comfortable with this idea of being on the bima and leading tefillot. And so thank you for being here, and thank you for being so supportive of our students. And we look forward to having a lovely evening together.
Thank you. On page 128, we begin tonight with Hine Matov. Some of you know these words. If you don't, that's fine too. It's page 128, very top of the page. Hebrew on one side, transliteration on the other, English translation below.
Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim, shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim, shevet achim
gam
yachad.
My friends, tomorrow afternoon at 4:30, we will gather here for afternoon worship, and we'll be celebrating with Cole Klein and his family, who I think some of whom are here tonight. His becoming a bar mitzvah. And so, Cole, what I want to ask you and your sister and your parents to come on up and lead us in a meditation for the Shabbat candles and for the welcoming of Shabbat. And if the congregation wants to find the blessing for the candle lighting is found on page 120 in the prayer book. Page 120, and we listen to Cole and his family offer these meditations as we begin and welcome Shabbat.
Who can look directly into the light? We can behold only a small portion, a fragment of the light. And when that one light is fragmented, the colors of the rainbow result. So let us give thanks for all the colors that are ours. All of them are part of the one light we are all bathed in, the one light that is our fountain of our life.
I want to invite everyone to bring the light into our eyes and therefore also into our hearts as well. Bring the light in together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Our Shabbat worship here at Temple Bethel begins with something called Kabbalat Shabbat, the welcoming of Shabbat, the receiving of Shabbat. Shabbat will happen, but we welcome it. We actively welcome it by using our voices, by using our spirits, by using our souls. And tonight we offer as Kabbalat Shabbat on page 138, Lecha Dodi. We're going to be offering verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 tonight. Page 138.
Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Shamor v'Zachor v'Dibur Echad Ishmi'anu El HaMeichad Adonai Echad Shmo Echad Shem Ultiferet Veritila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Likrat Shabbat Lechuven Elcha Vihi Mekor HaBeracha Merosh Mikedem Esucha Sof Ma'aseh B'machshava Tchila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Idoreri Idoreri Kiva Orei Uvi Ori Uri Uri Shir Daveri Yevod Adonai Alai Tigla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah
Rise in body or in spirit. Can we face them?
Boi v'shalom Ateret ba'ala Gam b'simcha u'b'tzola Toch emunei Am segula Boi chala Boi chala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah.
It might have been lost in that little transition, but one of the things that we do here at Temple Bethel is that when we ask people to rise, we ask people to rise in body or in spirit, because we know that some people can't rise easily. Some people have different issues, different problems, different thoughts about what rising means to them, and so we know that they're with us in spirit, however, as we offer these words of worship. What I'd like to do is invite Lila Klednitsky, Levi Moss, and Hazel Klein to join us on the bima. They'll be helping us with the blessings to come, so come on up, friends. We're going to be turning to page 146, and we'll continue on thereafter. And I want to invite, let's see, Lila and Levi to come here for a second.
Almost.
Come up here, you guys come up here, and can you share this little stool? And we invite the community to rise in body or in spirit for Baruch Hu on page 146.
The same way we do in Tefillah all the time, friends. Yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai. So you and I, friends, together will say, Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach. We all respond. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam va'ed Le'olam va'ed Yananai lai lai 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 Yananai lai lai.
Remain standing on page 148 at the top.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bidvaro mariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bidvaro mariv aravim. B'chokhma poteach she'arim ובתבונה משנה עתים ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו ברקיע כרצונו. The very last line of the prayer, friends. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravim.
We continue on page 152.
To start us off, my friend, Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Everyone may be seated.
Thanks, friends.
Thank you so much. Good job, everybody. We continue on page 154. At the top of the page, together, Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam le'od al yadecha
Ve'hayu
totafod bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvish'arecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem.
The next holiday that we'll be celebrating is Passover. And at Passover, and at this time in our worship too, we celebrate freedom. We celebrate the joy of freedom, the freedom from slavery, the freedom from being oppressed from all kinds of things. On page 158, we join one another singing Micham Mocha. 158.
Elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osef ele, Torah tehilot osef ele. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, ukei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, Ze'eliyanu ve'amru, Ze'eliyanu ve'ameru, Adonai Imo le'olam va'ed, Adonai Imo le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, yalalai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai, lai. ונאמר כי פטרנה את יעקב, גאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
And on page 160 is Hashkivenu, a prayer that is unique to the evening service, that seeks protection from that which we're afraid of when it gets dark, from all the things that could haunt our souls, and from all the things that we are afraid of on a regular basis. But we offer this worship in terms of our confidence in one another, perhaps confidence in God, perhaps the hope and the confidence that things will be better. Page 160.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. U'shmor tzeiteinu uvoeinu l'chaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. U'shmor tzeiteinu uvoeinu l'chaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
To prepare ourselves for tefillah, a word that means worship, but also means like inner searching, inner wondering about oneself, I want to invite Cole Klein to the bima, along with Leah Levy. Please. please join us? Come on up. And I'd like to invite the congregation to turn to page 164 for the beginning of the tefillah. Again, we invite the congregation to rise in body or in spirit and join us here.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Page 166.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu,
Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov,
Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen. Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. You start for the Takibor, we'll join you. For Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Ata, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Nichamocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol.
Page 170.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yehallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Amen. Everyone may be seated. Thank you, friends, very much. Appreciate it. Part of something else that we offer at a time of worship is silent worship. Because sometimes people don't resonate with these words in this prayer book, but they do understand the yearnings of their own heart and mind. And so we pause for a few moments of silent prayer to summon up within ourselves, either inspired by ourselves or through the prayer book, all those important ideas, thoughts, yearnings, hopes, and dreams that we have. Pause for a few moments of silent prayer. We're on page 180.
Our sages teach that peace is so great that all prayer is sealed with peace. So we'll seal our tefillah with peace together. Oh, that's too high. Use shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Use shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Say shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu.
We'd like to invite, we want to invite the community to turn to page 371 in the prayer book. And as you're turning to page 371, for a moment, remember I've asked you to imagine a few things before in tonight's service or thinking about times of the past week. But now I want everyone for a moment, if you can, think about the last time that you were ill. Think of something that someone did for you when you were ill and how good that felt. Hoping it did. I'm not talking about getting an injection necessarily. That's not always pleasant, but sometimes it's necessary. But think of a good thing. Think of a good thing that someone did for you when you were ill. So we're about to do the same thing for people who are ill and for people that we know, and even on behalf of people that we don't know. We're about to offer a healing prayer here on this page 371. And it's a prayer for people who are in the hospital or who are at home or people who are suffering physical and emotional upset, spiritual distress. We're thinking about people who need our prayers for healing. And now for a moment, think of someone in your friendship and family circle who is sick right now. Hold them in your heart. Hold them in your mind. Think about their welfare. Think about how good it will be when they get better, God willing, if that is the way things are to be. And if you would like, I also want to make one further invitation, and that is for you to offer the name of someone that you're thinking about. We're going to ask you to say it out loud, right in this congregation. So don't be afraid, don't be bashful. We have about 85 people on our ongoing Temple Bethel healing list, and they are in our hearts. But we would like to hold in our hearts people whom you know as well. So as I'm going to point to the congregation and just simply call out a name of someone if you'd like. You don't have to, but call out the name of someone whom you're thinking about right now, someone who is ill, and we will join them with one another in our prayers.
Bobby. Rachel. Diane.
Are there other people whom you'd like us to know about? Aloud and in our hearts, we offer prayer and praise. We join all of these loved ones together as we join one another with Misha Beirach on page 371, that indented paragraph.
Misha Beirach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
And on page 377, this is a prayer on behalf of the state of Israel. We all have hopes for Israel, for that region of the world. And in this prayer, there are hopes expressed as we offer these words and music and spoken word as well.
We'll sing just the first few lines together and then read the English below together. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Zur Yisrael v'go alo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Zur Yisrael v'go alo.
We join one another at the bottom of the page. O Heavenly
One,
One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Amen. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Zur Yisrael v'go alo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Zur Yisrael v'go alo.
I want to tell a little story. But first, what I want to do is to ask you all a question, a couple of questions. I wonder if anyone here has ever had a misunderstanding with someone else. Is that possible? Has anybody had like a disagreement with somebody? You can understand, right? Yeah, anybody else? Only one? Wow, that's pretty cool. It makes you very special, Henry, so thank you. I imagine, actually, that's probably pretty true for most people. At various times, we disagree with others. So I want you to think in your mind, this is a lot of thinking here tonight, isn't it? Sorry. Think in your mind, what does it take to solve a misunderstanding? And I want to tell a story. Once upon a time, there was a queen. And this queen in one kingdom had a request for the king next door in the next kingdom. So she hired one of her best messengers, and she said, you have to go tell this king, and you have to ask him this question. And so this messenger ran and ran, got on a horse, and galloped all the way to the other kingdom, which was pretty far, and whoever has ridden a horse, or you know, it takes a lot of energy to ride a horse. And this messenger comes in and says to the king this, and this is how he said it. Yes, go to the microphone because we don't have the handheld. Yes.
My lord, my queen's message is that you sent her a blue horse with a black tail, and if you don't...
Wait. She's insisting on this? I think this is wrong. Stop right here. Listen to me. I'll have no more of your rudeness. You report this back to the queen. You tell her that if I don't have any horse like that, but if I did, then I would...
During his threat, the king paused for dramatic effect.
And the messenger, shocked at the angry words given to one ruler from a ruler in the next kingdom whom he thought was so nice, that messenger just got back on his horse and hightailed it back to the other kingdom and told the queen the response. And when the queen heard the answer, that the king was so angry that the queen said, "This is not good. I'm going to start a war. This king is disagreeing with me, and I'm just going to start a war." And she did. And so there was a war between one kingdom and another kingdom. And bombs were going back and forth. And sadly, a lot of blood was shed, a lot of energy was spent, and a lot of money was spent too. But eventually, after they spent all their money and after they spent all their energy, luckily no one died. There was just some, wounds here and there. But then the rulers decided, hey, we really have to stop because there's no way that we can continue fighting. We don't have any more money. We don't have any more energy. We don't have any more time. So the king and the queen decided to get together and talk and to sort of straighten things out. So the queen said to the king the king said to the queen, when you said that you wanted me to send you a blue horse with a black tail or else, that's what I heard, what did you really say? And the queen said, well, actually what I was going to say was that I want you to send me a blue horse with a black tail or else send me a horse of a different color. And then she said, and King, your majesty, I want you to tell me when you responded to me by saying, you don't have a horse like that, and if you did, you said it very angrily. What did you mean? And the king looked at the queen, and the king said, well, you know what I would have said? I would have said, I don't have such a horse in my kingdom, but if I did, I'd be sure to send it to you. And at that point, the king and queen looked at one another, and they said, you mean we've been fighting? We spent a war over a disagreement that you and I had? Isn't that terrible? And so the king and queen got together and spoke to both of their kingdoms. And they said, from now on, we're going to write this down in our history books, that we made a terrible mistake so that future generations should not make such a mistake, that they should learn. What did you learn from this story? What should people do instead of fighting wars? What should people do, friends? What do you think? Talk it out. What else, and what does that mean to talk it out? What do you do when you talk things out?
Like start I'll do this, but you have to do that.
Okay, you make sort of compromises back and forth. I'll do this, you'll do that. Very nice, very nice. It means we have to listen to one another, right? We can't jump to conclusions. We have to listen to one another, and we have to then think what our answer is going to be. Because when we think about what our answers are going to be, and we do things calmly, perhaps there is a way that we can not have a war and not have disagreements. So thank you for letting me tell a little story about that tonight. I want to invite Henry Rather to join us on the bima, who's going to lead us in Aleinu, and we're going to ask the congregation to turn to page 586 in the prayer book, and we rise in body or in spirit for Aleinu. Page 586.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'tet gidula le'yotzer breshit, shehu notesh hamayim ve'yosed aretz, umoshav yikaro, Bashamayim mima'al,
Ushchinat uzo bigovhei meromim, Hu Eloheinu ein od, Va'anachnu koreim, Umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Middle of page 591. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad ushemo echad.
Please be seated. Friends, at a time of memory, we sometimes offer this phrase. In Hebrew, it's Zecher Tzadik Livracha, and it means, may the memory of the righteous always be a blessing. Those people who have died, those people who have gone from our lives, the blessing is that they live on in our hearts and our minds, and that their lives inspire us. Even though they're not physically present, what they did, who they are, how they smiled, how they sang, how they talked, all of those things are precious to us. And so we remember them by saying the mourner's Kaddish. This week, I want to give you the names also of people who died in our community and in the family members of our community. First, the people who died in the last month, the last 30 days. And then the people whose anniversary of the time that they died falls this week. Because we remember, those are the people whom we are remembering. And so these are the dear ones whom we take into our hearts. And if you're here tonight in mourning or observing a yahrzeit, we invite you to rise as the name of your loved one is recited. These are those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own. We remember Shirley Breslow, aunt of Marilyn Kupferberg, Barbara Bernstein, wife of Howard Bernstein, James Allen Shapiro, nephew of Sue Schuster, Julius Adler, husband of Hildy Adler, father of Jean Adler McMahon and David Adler, and grandfather of Jackson and Mary Luz. Dick Center, husband of Joanne Center, brother of Chuck Center, and a beloved member of our community, Julius Nessel, husband of Sandy Nessel, lest I also not identify Julius Adler too, Barbara Bernstein too, were members of our community. These dear ones were with us. They died in the last 30 days. These are those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own, whose yahrzeits occur at this time. In continuing remembrance, we say and remember Bruce John Adelson, Jack R. Alschuler, Michael Becker, William Bolleton, Marcy Brower, Steve Kaufman, Charles Cohen, Rose Davidson, Harry Epstein, Aaron Epstein, Sigmund Goldberg, Lindy Goldstone, Robert D. Goodman, Kurt Jacobson, Marilyn Tolley Jenkins, Sidney Krasnick, Melissa Larson, Richard McGuckin, Gary Schmidt, Bernice Muriel Schubert, Aviv Shear, Sam Silverberg, Russ Witzel, Shirley Zimmerman. I also want to recall these 7 individuals who died serving humanity in the past week. Sorry. I want to remember Saifeddin Isam Iyad Abu Taha, Lalzazmi Zomi Frankham, Damon Sobol, Jacob Flickinger, John Chapman, James Henderson, and James Kirby. They were the 7 workers who died in the World Central Kitchen convoy. Dear in our hearts and memories are all the victims of October 7th, as well as all the innocent victims of terror and murder and war. There may be people in this community who are remembering other people. Either they're observing a yard site, or they're in mourning, or someone dear, their memory just came to you. And if you would like to add your loved one's name to this list, we invite you to do so, from anyone. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be blessings in our hearts and the hearts and minds of all those who knew and loved them. Testifying to the faith that binds the generations of humanity together, we now invite everyone to turn to page 598, and we rise in body or in spirit, and we offer the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Again, page 598. We join one another. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon,
ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן.
יהי שמי רבה מברך
לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קדושה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו Amen. We want to invite the congregation to please be seated. Since the handheld isn't working, I wondered, think about where we should do the Kiddush, either from here or still down there. Okay. Think about that. We want to invite, first of all, everyone to, again, after the service, please greet one another with Shabbat Shalom. Know that you are welcomed in this place. Wherever you have come from, wherever you are headed, you are welcomed in this place. A few brief announcements. First of all, I really want to thank Kendra Sager and our religious school and the brave students who came to the Bima, and they were with us tonight leading us in worship. Guys, you all did a wonderful job. It does take some courage to get up here, but you did it. It was great. We so appreciate your efforts. And every Friday during the school, every first Friday of the month of the school year, we have our students come up. It may not happen in January, but yeah, I think January we don't have it, but that's all right. But we are so glad to have you all come up and be with us. Thank you very much. Tomorrow morning, remember that at 9 o'clock, there will be Torah study, both here in Temple and online on Zoom. Tomorrow morning, they'll be studying King David and the book of Samuel. The discussion is led by David Kopstein. They're doing a deep dive beyond the 5 books, so come and join us again, either in person or online. Tomorrow afternoon, again at 4:30, you can come and visit with Cole and his family and friends as we celebrate his becoming bar mitzvah. So that's happening at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. Please join us for that as well. The worship calendar this week is that next Friday, services will be at 7:30 p.m. And next Saturday on the 13th, we have we have Torah study at 9 and a bar mitzvah at 10:30 then as well. I also want to remind members of the Temple Bethel community that if you haven't seen your email today from Temple, please take a look, because we sent out a meeting notice earlier today of a general community meeting regarding what's happening in Israel and the Middle East. That's happening this coming Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. It'll take place here in the sanctuary. And we're inviting people to come and just share with their feelings and thoughts and hopes.
This is a private member-only event. No offense to those who aren't members, but we, as a worship community, we are joining one another in sharing some pain, sharing some hope, sharing some togetherness at that time. There are people who are hurting in our community for a lot of various reasons, and so we're inviting people to come and join us for that members-only event. It will also be on Zoom for members only, and if you need to be distanced and see a remote participate remotely, that option is available as well. That's also outlined in the letter that we sent out today. As we mentioned earlier, Passover is coming on Tuesday evening, April 23rd, I think, is our community Passover Seder. Please check our website, and you can register for that event as well. Any other events that we should, or things we should be talking about?
I would only mention, I know for young families, there's also going to be a chocolate Seder happening. Do you recall
Right.
that?
That's on April 21st, right after religious school, and for the older kids, there's a youth event happening at the same time.
Great.
So April 21st, just because you weren't on mic, but April 21st is the
April
service.
21st.
And then, say that again.
While the young families.
While the young families chocolate Seder is going on,
Older
there's an
kid
older
event happening.
student happening. So that's Sunday, April 21st, in honor of Passover. So now what I'd like to do, I want to do Kiddush and Motzi and invite Cole and his family. They're up here probably.
I think there.
Okay,
yeah.
so I want to invite Cole and Cole's immediate family to come and join us on the bima. By the microphone probably, where the candles
I think we'll
are.
gather kind of over here-ish.
Okay, bring that over there.
We can take a little bit.
And we want to invite the community to turn to page 123 in the prayer book as we offer Kiddush, and we'll tell you where Motzi is after that. So it's another place in the prayer book. Yeah, sure.
That is not a prayer book.
I got it.
On the seats, though.
Here we go.
Got it. All right.
Page 123.
I've got it memorized. So we'll start. So we're right
here.
top. Let's do this.
Yeah, we're going to go through the whole
We'll
thing.
just the top. You know
Just
the
the top
top.
line.
We'll do the
Yeah, top three lines.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Okay, we'll take a sip together, friends.
And if you turn to page 606 at the top, you can find the text of the Motzi. So this is a prayer that we offer thanking God. Both of these are prayers we offer thanking God for the fruit of the vine and the bread from the earth. And then many people, I suspect, will be going for supper somewhere. And some people had supper here beforehand. So we said Motzi there too. But please take a piece of challah. And by the way, if anybody would like some afterwards, just come on up.
Oh, please do.
Yes. Cantor?
I'm gonna have to
Okay.
pay after, but thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Hands are gonna be full.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam
hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. And we end with...
So friends, I'm gonna actually move back over. Just to make sure. So friends, I think it was a few months back, I asked folks right before the what was like the first Shabbat song anyone here remembered? Thank you. What was the first Shabbat song anyone remembered learning when they were maybe growing up? And without fail, the first person who shouted out said, you could probably guess, Bim Bam. Thank you. So whether you are one of our young people who have been very brave and very energetic and engaged in our service this evening, or if you are wanting to maybe access your inner young person in this moment, we can raise our voices together and say, just as we started, Shabbat Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, friends. Be well, be healthy.